Whether you're hauling stuff with a truck or even just taking a Sunday drive in your sedan or Cadillac, a suspension system for a car is going to be one of the most important things. What I'm going to talk to you today is one of the most important objects of a suspension system that has come into most recent history. This is a tie rod. This connects into the tire into a steering knuckle that is later connected from the axle. What this does is it can help with the direction of the tire when you're moving the steering wheel. Now, originally when Harrison Ford had made his Model T, he had a straight bar axle. This is a straight bar connected to the steering wheel. With slight turns of the steering wheel, he would either go almost a 90-degree either way. With this invention, it helps to limit the fact of a 90-degree turn with a slight turn of the steering wheel. This can help give more degrees when turning your steering wheel. This also gives more stability control. As we go into more of the history, I'm going to show you how to correctly remove one of these tie rods. Now, as you can see, this one looks a little damaged. I had to take this one from an old project car. The top here is the boot of the tie rod. This connects into the steering knuckle, which helps give cushion so it doesn't grind away. Mostly, you will use a wrench to try and remove the nut that is located down here. Now, it has been sawed off because the bolt had seized. When you use it, you're going to try and loosen this bolt so that way it comes out. You're most likely going to need to use a hammer to get it out of the steering knuckle. There is a bolt located at the back of the tie rod that is connected into the axle that helps give distance between the steering knuckle and the axle. Mostly when you remove one of these tie rods, this is a front left tie rod. Each tire has a different tie rod. The rears have completely different ones. Today I'm focusing on the front left. When you take it off, you're always going to have to focus on getting an alignment afterwards, because even slight mistakes with the reinstallation of a tie rod can cause the car to drag either left or right. You're going to want to be careful when you are removing the nut at the end of the tie rod, because you can either round it or stripping the tie rod completely. You can see, or maybe not, that there are grooves in the back of this tie rod. When putting it on the axle, it will spin into place and go onto the nut. The nut just adds friction so it doesn't come flying off. Now, many benefits of using one of these could give you more stability control when, say, you lose traction on the highway. If you are to keep the same steel bar frame that the original Model Ts have, if you would have lost traction, you would have crashed almost indefinitely. With these can give you a longer reaction time to veer out of the way of snowbanks or other cars. A lot of these have different weight restrictions, such as if you're on a semi, these will be a lot larger due to the fact that you're towing a lot larger weight. This is off of a small sedan type car, so it's not very large. But this could also give it a less weight, meaning it can move a lot faster than, say, the semi's one, which would be about the size of my forearm. Pretty huge. So I've now talked to you about the history of these tie rods, that you always have to be careful when taking these off, because you can either damage it, which is what happened with this one. The boot had been damaged. I talked to you about how to effectively remove a tie rod and how to effectively install one. And I talked to you about the benefits that these tie rods have given us since the straight bar axles that the original Model Ts have had. Thank you. How long was that?